Welcome back, everyone. It's your old friend Brian, back to try yet another different pepper for you today. Been looking forward to this one for a while. Let's check it out. Alright, it's been a while, glad to be back. Dog days of summer have really set in. That's why I have the umbrella over me as opposed to sitting in the sun, which is only that far away from me at any given time. That's not for me. I live in the shade, in the AC, the way Mother Nature intended. But as the title said, we are here to try the Biquinho pepper, and I've got a little something different than I have the last few videos. We're going to go back to our roots and actually check out the plant this time. Not because it's particularly impressive, but because it's really easy to do in this case. Shoo fly, don't bother me. Yep, okay, we're good. See? No reason to fear our bee friends. They are indeed here to help. But yeah, let's check out the plant. See? Easy. This is the Biquinho. I'm going to get in a little bit closer here for you, get a little better look. Got these kind of half teardrop, half kisses, Hershey kisses there. I believe looking at them, I thought I saw at one node there were more than one. Yeah, okay, so this node right here, these two are coming from the same node, which tells me this is very likely a Capsicum chinense. And I have a little information pulled up here, which I'm going to look over here. Yeah, they are. They are from the Capsicum chinense family. They are related to habaneros. However, from what I understand, they are significantly less heat, to the point where they're roughly equal to or even less than your standard jalapeno. So I'm kind of looking forward to maybe trying one of these things and not dying. In fact, I didn't even prepare. I don't even have a drink with me today. I'm just doing this free floating. They're native to Brazil and Peru. And this one, that standard ones are red, but this one I believe might have been bred to be yellow. This is the only one that I found, thanks to my friend DJ, who told me about the ones that they have up at the farmers market in North Carolina. I went up there, and sure enough, he had several of them left, and they were, little small seedlings, probably about 8 inches tall, something like that, and I just stuck it in a pot, let it grow. I didn't have room in my garden. My garden was already full at that point, but as you can see, it's already producing. Now, because of how small this is, I'm probably content to just overwinter it and maybe plant it in dirt next year and let it get much, much bigger and branch out some, and see how many we can get and potentially start canning them or maybe even fermenting. We got to see how the flavor is, and we can sort of determine what we'll be able to do with them next year. Getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. Let's even see what they're like, though. Apparently they have a sweet and tangy but somewhat smoky flavor with a hint of heat. I can deal with a hint. They measure somewhere between 500 and 2,000 Scoville and can be eaten fresh, cooked, or pickled like all peppers, great in salads and cheese plates and hors d'oeuvres, or hors d'oeuvres for the French. In Brazil, the yellow ones are often pickled in a mixture of vinegar, garlic, herbs, and cachaça, a sugarcane liqueur. So I'm guessing the yellow ones do grow in nature. That's good to know. They are sturdy, upright, lots of branches and hanging fruit. Yeah, I got that. And grow well in containers. Yeah. So the rest of it is just how to grow the things. I think I figured that part out. So I didn't isolate these. I probably won't be able to save the seeds from them unless once I pick a few of these, it'll start budding again, and maybe I can isolate a few of those seeds. But it was like within 6 inches of another plant that is a new one as well. The mixture of those would be interesting, but I'm not really trying to do any hybridizing right now. That may be something I can do in the future, but this would be a fun one to hybridize. Either way, I am quite interested to try this out and see what kind of flavor profile we get from it. Now, it says it's related to a habanero, so I'm already, unfortunately, kind of priming myself for that habanero style flavor, which is, it's good. It's really good when you pickle it. I still maintain that the best sauce that I ever made that goes on a pizza was a fermented habanero sauce made out of the orange ones. I think it was my first year that I ever made them, and it was, oh, it was so good. And I've never been able to replicate it. I don't know why. I should have written down my recipe. There's my mistake. Either way, we've got one here, fairly small, about a centimeter, maybe a centimeter and a half, and for the bulbous part, and then another extra bit for the tail. And given the size of it, I don't even think I care to cut it in half. I may bite it in half and see what the seeds are like, but I may, you know what? No. We're gonna go all the way on this one. I'm just gonna take the whole thing because I'm not worried about the heat. I could probably handle the seeds. Here goes nothing. Had a little mini mental panic attack there. As soon as I tasted it, it just poured out that really intense flavor of a habanero. And so I was just in my mind thinking back to when I recorded the habanero videos and how the orange one specifically abso-freaking-lutely floored me that time. They were just so ridiculously hot. But this has no heat at all. No discernible heat that I can notice. That actually wasn't a seed. This isn't terribly seedy. I'm glad. The small ones are usually kind of loaded with them. I'm kind of thinking I might want to pop one apart here and take a look. So yeah, I was able to consume the whole thing, no problem at all. No weird seedy bits getting caught up, and good flavor, very strong. I didn't get the smoky flavor. I definitely got that sweet tangy, the standard habanero taste. Let's see if I can cut this one. Okay. So yeah, the middle, it looks like your standard ornamental seeds almost. Here, let's see if I can get it to focus just a wee bit. Focus. There you go. Tap the screen. Maybe it doesn't want to focus. I'm sorry about that. There we go. Maybe a little better there. But yeah, lots of little seeds in the middle, but they weren't, it wasn't an intrusive, seedy bite. Given their size, that's actually a fairly thick wall. That was a seed. A lot of flavor for that little tiny bite. In fact, I'm gonna try another one. Why not? A lot more seeds that time. I got lucky on the first one, but I was able to get it down without feeling too. Same flavor, a very quick initial burst of flavor, and then it just sort of fades out a little bit. Again, another 0 out of 10 on the heat scale. I mean, just a straight up goose egg. I was right in assuming that this, or in when I said that this might not even be as hot as a jalapeno. Most jalapenos that I've had pack some heat. This one just had none. So if you want to try something that has the flavor of a habanero, but the heat of a bell, or I mean, I don't want to speak for all of them. I could have just gotten 2 with no heat, but it seems unlikely. Either way, you get the that habanero flavor profile, which is good on its own, but you don't have the stifling heat. I've tasted a couple similar to this before, but I've never tasted one that was that strong of a habanero flavor. Like, this is stronger than the Habs themselves, because I think it's like the same amount of flavor, but in a third of the size. So it just, maybe it feels that much more intense. But my brain was just ready for it to start burning both times. And the second time I knew what it was going to be, and it still, my brain was like, oh, this could be bad. But it wasn't. So yeah, all in all, I would say this is pretty good. If you like the flavor of a fresh hob, this might be a plant that you'd want to look into. Go ahead and acquire yourself some seeds. Judging by the look of the second pepper that I had there, the seeds are quite plentiful, and I definitely want to isolate this. I kind of want to see how big I can get one of these to grow, because I'm growing it in a pot that's, 6 inches, not tall, but the 6-inch top here, and so that's gonna really limit how much I can grow. Yeah, there's roots coming all the way down to the bottom here. That's definitely, it would get much larger than this, I'm sure. Got a little aftertaste from that. It was right, like the flavor that hits the back and sort of makes the taste buds in the back of your mouth fire off, like when you first taste a sour gummy worm. That malic and citric acid hit you, and you just get that from the back. That just happened. That was interesting. I've never had that with a hob before. So yeah, that's kind of impressive. I like that. It's a compact plant, very productive. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 16, I think, total, including the 2 that I just consumed there, for something that was basically an afterthought, and it just grew super fast. It's growing faster and better than some of the ones in my garden down below. Maybe I do want to put this in ground just to see how big I can get it. That would be interesting. But yeah, I don't think I can say much more about it. I've kind of rambled on. The flavor is now dissipated. There was no heat to worry about, so that's pretty well gone. I enjoyed that. I am going to probably go ahead and cut the video here, because I can't really ramble on and on much more about it. You've seen the plant, you know the taste, and yeah, that was enjoyable. I have more to come. I'm gently, I'm not even going to say I'm twisting the arm. I'm putting the feelers out there, casting the line to see if one of my friends wants to join me for a future video this year. I've got a couple different ones that he'd be willing to potentially try. I don't know if I want him to try the super hot, because I do kind of like the guy and I want him to keep coming back around. But Colin, if you're out there, I still have room for you out here on the deck, and we can totally make this happen. And with that, I will sign out. This has been Brian tasting the Biquinho Yellow, a sweet, tarty, habanero-esque little dumpling morsel of deliciousness. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.